Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Hip Hop Babies. We here, we back. We got a new album review. It's Lupe Fiasco, Samurai. I'm here with my boy Ray. We go at it, about a different album. Today, topic of Lupe came up, man. Hasn't always been a good conversation, has it?
No, we go back and forth when it comes to Lupe. He's not for everybody. Super lyrical miracle. One of the OGs as far as that lane goes in the mainstream, right?
He got over the hump this time, man. I felt like he had enough tracks on here you can sing along to, hum along to, whistle along to, while he's doing that rapping to make up for it.
I feel what you're saying. I agree with you on this project. I feel like this is one of his more accessible projects. Compared to what he's been dropping recently, I feel like ever since Tetsuo Youth, he got in that big dilemma with Atlantic about that album, and Anonymous had to get involved to threaten Atlantic to put out the album or else they were going to hack them, and that allowed that album to be dropped, and then he got kicked from the label, pretty much, right? Your contract's done. And ever since then, he's been appealing to his hardcore fans. He's been making albums that maybe they would appreciate more than certain people. So that's why, I give you shit, but really I understood, because the project he's been dropping ever since Tetsuo Youth, he's been, appealing to a certain demographic. I think the lightest one was Droga's Light, and that was to get ready for Droga's Waves, which was crazy. But with this project, it was good to hear him go back to the loose, jazzy, soulful sound. I mean, the way he did it on this one is crazy, though, especially with the concept. He kind of tied it all together.
You was telling me about these crazy concepts this guy's doing. You gotta have people on the internet explain it to you, because it's too much sometimes, bro. I swear.
Yeah.
It's Samurai. Like, how hard could it be to understand the concept? I guess it flew right over my head. Go ahead. Tell us what the concept is, bro.
Well, basically, he was saying on Twitter that it's basically about Amy Winehouse if she was a battle rapper. Apparently, Amy Winehouse left a voice message to Salam Remy, where it basically said, I pictured myself as a battle rapper. I want to be a battle rapper, and I'm going to go by Samurai, and I'm going to spit alliterative battle raps, right? And he took that and stretched it out and made a whole project with that concept. And when I found that out, I was like, what the hell? How the hell are you making an album about Amy Winehouse being a battle rapper? But then look at Shoes or Kicks. Look at on Droga's Wave, he had Alan Forever or Jonale Forever, where Alan Forever was about a kid that died. He was a Turkish refugee that died trying to get away, and it was a whole song about that, but he made it about him surviving because he drowned. He made it to where he survived and became a lifeguard. So he's done this on tracks, but to make a whole project like that is something different. And what I love about Lupe is he's been rapping so long, he's finding new ways to challenge himself, and this is a way to do that. But you don't need the concept, which is so dope. Not knowing the concept, what did you get out of it?
I mean, not knowing the concept, it was exactly what is described. If you don't know what it is, but then you hear it, you're like, oh, that's what he was going for? Yeah, well, that makes sense, because that's what we were getting. So some really cool wordplay, some really cool flows and change ups with the flows. He was dancing on the track like a samurai. That's his hobby. He likes to take videos of himself, slicing the air and shit, and I'm like, all right, bro, we not gonna fuck with you. I understand. Just the raps in general were just top tier, coupled with the horns in these tracks. I mean, if you go on the title track or you go to number one Headband, those are some of my favorite horns on the album. Whistling along with stuff like that. That's something that gets me going. Had to shout out whoever is in that studio, man. Put them in the limelight. Let me know who they are.
The production on this is awesome. The jazzy, loose, and especially with the Amy Winehouse concept. It was interesting to see when I did find out the concept that fit, right?
Yeah.
You start to see it. It's and when I told you that she pictured herself as a rapper that spit alliterative raps, and that shows up throughout this. He uses that a lot. Mumble Rap and Cake are the biggest examples, especially Cake. Verse 1, he was going crazy, the flows and the rhythms. But out the gate, Samurai let me know with the production, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to enjoy this. Sometimes with Lupe, I'm going to enjoy it, but how much am I going to enjoy it, especially on first listen? This was easy as heck to listen to on first listen. It wasn't I'm missing this. Or he has moments where he's just spitting at you. He has moments where he's, you know, spewing a little bit, but it fit.
I think this is like the point, like where you get the arguments with like people talking about, you know, like lyricism wise, like he's the best in the game just because he's able to put it onto the track and make it sound good. Anybody can like kind of write in an alliteration, you know, like over and over again, but like how you gonna make it you, how you gonna like flow with it, and he just kind of, you know, hit it on all cylinders. So it's like it's undeniable, you know. It's really good album. I didn't really know if I was gonna take much from it, but I felt like with the 31 minutes run time, it gave me enough time to run it back. You know, I was running it back like 3 or 4 times a day. Like, that's a great amount of time to put for an album. I mean, we talk about this all the time. It's a great amount of time. Because it just gave me enough listens, you know, before we came in and talked about it, to really have it already grow on me. That's what you were saying earlier. And, like, still got some room, too. So,
on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you into Lupe's music besides this, you think? Keep it a buck.
Like a 2 or 3.
So, a 2 or 3, that's low, right?
Yeah.
So this, you got multiple listens. You got some things to think about. So you were impressed. I was telling you to listen to it, and I could tell you were like, I don't know. But once you finally listen, you were like, it's worth it. Was it worth it, you feel like?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's worth it. You know, it's not a waste of time. It's good vibes, you know. I was enjoying my time when I was listening to it. So it's good, bro. It's good.
I was about to get on you a little bit because I was going to say, like, there's no way you listen to Palaces, right? And you're like, nah, this is whack. He might be rapping along. He might be, you know, spewing, like I said earlier. But I feel like a track like that where he's relaxed with it. I love the hook. The hook on Palaces was my favorite hook. You know, I love how he starts the verse, each verse saying, like, Lord, forgive, like, asking Lord, like, for a prayer, right? Or like, you know, to protect them pretty much on every verse. And he says, like, we're all palaces. You know, some people say your body is a palace. You need to treat it well. You need to treat others well. And I think that Palaces was one of those moments where, especially with the beat change, it was just like, wow. Sometimes, like I said, when he spits at you pretty hardcore, it can take you out of the track. Or it's like, oh, I got to think about it. But like, that one just flowed. That one just like put me in a moment, put me in a certain headspace. When Lupe works, it's a moment, and that was one of those moments for me. That track really hit home.
I think with like tracks in general, like if you get like introspective and stuff with these tracks, like it's got to be something that like creates like, you know, a chain of thoughts like after what you just heard. You know, it's like, I just heard something. Is it inspiring? Is it going to inspire creative thoughts? A lot of these tracks I feel like are like affirmation tracks in a way. I mean, Cake is the one that's like, this is my biggest win. You know, this one takes the cake. Listening to that, you know, every day. I just feel like, you know, being appreciative of things, that's like a really good message to have and something to keep you thinking in a positive way. So that's what I appreciate about these tracks in general, is just the way that they get you thinking about things. It's not like nothing negative. One of the biggest critiques of hip-hop is that it's so negative. This is not negative at all.
Yeah, and if he does put you in I would say a negative mind space, it's not really to keep you stuck there. It's more so to make you aware of it and to maybe get you out or to get you thinking. And sometimes, you know, I understand Lupe's raps a lot at you, but you don't have to sit and just think about it. You know, sometimes just like with other music, you know, just you could casually enjoy this, especially some of the tracks. That's why I like Palaces so much. But I also think that Samurai, the intro, like you could just play that. I don't know about Mumble Rap. I don't know about Cake. And, you know, he does that on purpose, right? But then he'll throw a track on there where I think you could just play it and it would be cool. And I think number one Headband was that, like that. It was bouncy. It was referencing Afro Samurai. So even though it still fit within the theme, but it was, you know, referencing other things. I love when he said, and excuse me if I butcher this flow, because he's just flowing, and the way he switches up flows and flows these words is crazy. I turn letters to rhetoric, turning feathers to fetishes, dispersing treasure, like turkeys in the ghetto, gather around you receptors. You know, we say rap is poetry, but he's one of those people that totally push that to the limits. Every verse, every bar, every word is placed a certain place for a reason. You know, we talk about rappers like Eminem, Tech Nine, Busta Rhymes. And sometimes they do put a lot into those raps and they rap really fast, right? But Lupe will rap fast. And if you read the raps, it's still making sense. He's still making sure it all connects. Now, sometimes he reaches, I think, outside on the hook. You know, some of the bars on outside, he was reaching to make it fit with the flow and the way he was going on the track. But then you have Till Eternity, the closer, where as an outro, he puts it all together again and closes really well. You brought it up earlier. Good length. I can replay it a few times. I could just play it once and enjoy it. This is a good project. It's a good way, if you haven't been checking out Lupe, to get back into Lupe. And if you've been into it, it's another great project. You know what I'm saying?
Easily, yeah.
Going back to Cake, I had a few quotables on this one. Authoring is August. Wordplay is December. That mean my pen is in cinders and my delivery shivers like Siberian areas. Shippers slip on the slickest, icicles drip from the tip of my scriptures. If you a ship on a trip, don't get hit on the tip of my glacier. But he says it in a way that makes it all fit. Lupe has been rapping so long, and he's been put on top of this pedestal as one of the rappers, right? I mean, he's done it on Mural. He's done it on a bunch of tracks, right? But when he really wants to flex that, he's going to flex that to the top ability. And what I love is that he did that on Moments on here. He still kept it grounded enough to where it's like, okay, you're not doing that on every track. So
I think that one of the best things about this project is that you would bring up rappers like Tech Nine, Busta Rhymes, Eminem. What do these guys not have that Lupe has? And it's the ability to come up with a concept, whatever concept that he just came up with on this one. Like, that's heads and shoulders better than that Busta album, whatever concept he had, whatever this last Eminem album concept was. Like, Tech Nine still makes music. I don't know. Like, what?
Hey, chill. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
What are these guys? Yeah. And if you're trying to like show off the technical ability, like, you just got to kind of pinpoint what it is that you're going to go for. Let the audience be aware of it. Do it well. That's it. Like, I feel like that's all we're asking for at this point. And it's like too hard for some of them to understand. I don't know.
I think Lupe, like I said, he did it at a high level. I mean, Food and Liquor and The Cool had hits on him. He had cosigns from like big artists like Jay-Z, you know, Kanye, everything. He dropped Lasers. That had hits on it, but it wasn't accepted by his fan base well because he basically was forced to put out the album in a sense. But he still kept it political and everything, even though it appealed to the masses, and that's like one of his highest selling albums. And then, you know, what I love about that is I think he's taken from that learning lesson, and he's kept the soul. He found a way to put the soul back in his raps, and it took time. Because even after that period, he's dropped projects, and they've been really good to solid to you know what I'm saying? He had to take some beatings, but now that he's fully back, and he's been back for a while, this is another one. And I love that this one is smooth. Yeah, man, just if you're going to drop another smooth project like this, man, I would say my thing is, you know, maybe just make... I don't know, though, because he's always done concepts, whether it's The Cool and like a little bit with Food and Liquor, so that's been his thing, right? I don't know, I can't even say that because he did a crazy concept with Droga's Waves. I mean, Droga's Waves was all about slavery and shit, so I just say, like, I don't know what to ask for from him at this point. It's like, at this point, just do what you want, and I'll probably just love it, or I'll just like it. Like, I don't know, I gotta backtrack, because it's like, I can't ask you for anything, because whenever I ask you for something, you go totally left and give me some album about Amy Winehouse. So I would have never asked for this, and I loved it. I liked it a lot. So if you could keep doing that and just maybe keep it soulful like this, I would like that. But if you want to go a little different again, hey, I'll take that too. But yeah, this is a good project. Recommended listen. So we're going to go into our top 3 tracks. My first one, I'll go first. My first one is Palaces. That's my favorite track. Second one is Samurai, the intro. Love that. And then my third one is... I'm going to go Cake. I'm going to pick Cake. It's either Cake or number 1 Headband, but I'm going to go Cake. What's yours?
I got Mumble Rap because I felt like that was probably the best rapping they had on there. I felt like what he was doing, the concept-wise, was really cool on some other tracks, but I felt like just rapping Like the flows that he was getting into, the way he was changing the flows. This is the best song for that. I got Cake as well. And then I got number 1, Headband. They're all good. All right, man. Well, Lupe, sorry for hating, man. You know, thanks for dropping, bro. I appreciate you. Subscribe to us, like, comment, tell a friend. Ray?
To everybody watching, thank you. Lupe, shout out to you. God go legend, bro. I'm happy about this one. With that being said,
Peace.